Hello, family. It's your guy Jamil back again with another one. I just made a recent video about raising your vibrations, and today we're going to talk about reprogramming the subconscious mind. Um, the thing about this topic, right, it's such a powerful topic, and I'll cover as much as I can. And so pretty much when it comes to reprogramming the subconscious mind, the first thing I'm going to talk about is the subconscious mind. So we have a conscious mind, a subconscious mind, and people say there's an unconscious mind as well. So the conscious mind is the mind I'm using right now to consciously think with awareness what I'm going to say and speak to you guys about. And it comes consciously, easy flowing. And if I'm going to recall things and remember things to say, the information I'm giving you guys that comes from my database, my subconscious mind. It's a vault, and it saves everything. And the subconscious is very powerful because it makes you do things subconsciously, almost unconsciously, but it's from all the programming we placed in there and that we allowed or we didn't allow to get into our subconscious mind. So I speak to you consciously right now. Subconsciously, from my subconscious mind, I pull out things that I need to remember to say to you guys. And anything that I hear or take in or digest through my ears, eyes, my senses, or so on and so forth, those go into my vault. Whether you want to hear information or not, it goes into your subconscious. So sometime out in the world, you're moving about and you hear something like, oh, I remember that from somewhere. And it could be something you synchronize with some synchronicity, but at the same time, if it's being recalled from your subconscious mind. So, subconscious reprogramming is basically consciously reprogramming your subconscious mind. There's there's a thing where, well, it's basically a rules and it's a tool to go off of that. Anytime you want to enter new things and if you want to change, you got to take out the old and replace it with new things, because you can't keep and hold on to the things and add the new things, because it just doesn't work like that. If you want to change and be a better person, you have to remove things to replace them. You might have a lot of bad and good things, but if you remove more of the bad that we got, or things that don't serve us, we can add in more good and become those people that we want to be. Become a higher individual for ourselves. So ways to reprogram the subconscious mind that I've been working on. I do a lot of studying, a lot of reading. Recently, I haven't been doing as much. I've been doing more work and putting in the work, because it's one thing if you're reading things all the time, but when you're putting in the work and acting upon it, that's where you get your wisdom, your experience. So in my spare time, regardless, I'm always listening. I have 2 ears. I listen more and pay attention, because every day is something to learn, and I speak less so that I can just retain as much information, because the tiny little details are the things that really matter in life. So um, to turning so reprogram the subconscious mind is getting new information all the time that you choose to put into the subconscious. Um, so we're gonna talk about reprograms to keep it a little more organized. We're gonna talk about reprogramming it, how ways to put things in, and I'm gonna talk about ways to take things out that at least I use, that I believe work for me, and you could use them as well. Tools you can use. So reading conscious information, higher vibrational material, things to change your life. Whether it's a skill or a trade or a business that you're trying to get into, focus only on that. Everything else is a distraction. Okay, so you program yourself to eat shit and live that idea and that thing. Speaking about spiritual topics that my channel is about, we're gonna look at conscious and higher vibrational material. Um, Two, reprogramming the subconscious mind, being a better person, choosing your emotions, choosing how you feel and how you dish out those emotions. In order to remove it, we need self-awareness, in order to see how we act and how we treat people and how they treat us, and where and why we're here at this moment that we're making those changes, like being true. So it takes some time. And in order to get there, you're gonna have to eliminate the stuff first too, which I can explain that. So books and information, working on being a better individual, true to yourself. Three, reprogram the subconscious mind is basically changing everything you do consciously. And a lot of new information that comes in, you're going to be changing what you do consciously, so that you're putting in new things into your brain. Um, for me, food is a big way to change is to reprogram my subconscious mind. Because in my mind, I was growing up a certain type of way of vegetarianism, and then I ended up eating. I tried out eating animals, animal carcasses, and I'm back to a vegetarian. So I had to go out and learn a little bit just to come back to the truth, my truth. And I started reprogramming and really understanding why I was a vegetarian and why I'm a vegetarian, again, why my mother had chose that for me and stuff like that. And a fifth thing would be to reprogram your subconscious mind would be We got books, we got being a better person, we got eating. Kind of forgot the fourth one. But overall, you have to be aware of what the subconscious mind is, and you have to put new things in there at all times, consciously, with awareness. And it takes time to do this. And as it changes, your conscious mind will start to think differently. Okay? I'll touch more further on this, but putting in new things into the subconscious mind that are positive and higher vibrational is truly what you want to do. Studying your spirituality, meditating. Meditation is very important because meditation, you learn to clear your mind, tap into self, tap into source. And when you do start to think again with control of self and knowing thyself, you're then able to think what you want at all times, which is self-control, which reprograms your subconscious mind. Because whatever you think consciously comes from your subconscious mind. And this is why you think the way you do, because the storage center, what has been saved in there. So, because we're like basically computers, everything's based off of other things. So we're going to talk about the most important part to me, because the first step is to remove things from your subconscious mind. You understand? So in order to do that, we have to do self-inventories on ourselves and understand more about ourselves and why and how we do things. It all comes in steps and stages. So for your subconscious mind, you have to realize, okay, what do I think all the time? What am I focused on? You know, the biggest thing that drives us as human beings is our desires, you know, the 7 deadly sins. For me, the biggest one is sexual desire. So for me, I had to remove that. That took some time, and I'm still working on it, but I'm doing a lot better, to tell you the truth. And that's by focusing on my work and what my drive and what my mission is here, you know, my passion, which is, you know, now it's making content. And also, I've been writing books before that, and I do exercising. I'm just bettering myself every day. That's my passion and my drive. So in order to keep yourself distracted, not distracted, but distracted with good things, you remove the distractions. You know, for Instagram, I started in order to remove my sexual desires for a long time, like a couple years now. I used to follow all the sexy IG models when I started on IG because I was like, oh, this is interesting, this is cool. You know, a bunch of flashy objects, beautiful women popping up. But I had to delete all of them, and eventually they stopped coming up in my feed. You know, they're beautiful women, but the thing is, I know what I have to do and how this makes me feel when I focus on it too much. You know, I stopped watching sex videos. You know, I gotta keep it real. And I started, you know, in time, the signs came from up above and from all around, from the universe, and told me I had to practice something called semen retention. That's a whole nother topic, but that's really powerful. And it's not only for men, women could practice retention too, and abstinence and stuff like that. And if you do semen retention, it doesn't exactly mean you have to be abstinent, but it's about saving your seed, your life force energy. So when you do this, you start to become a lot more effective in life. So like I said, I'm going to create a longer video about that. That's a very deep topic. So removing desires, they come out of your brain. You start to think differently. You start to respect the world a lot more. Removing your bad habits. So that goes into being a better person. You have to remove the bad habits and be consciously aware and honest and brutally honest with yourself about what you're removing from as your habits. Because we have so many habits that we know we do, then we have others that we're unaware of that we're doing because we cannot see under our nose. It's very, one piece of advice, a good thing to do is find somebody that's trustworthy, that you could speak to about your habits, that could give you honest, constructive criticism, you know, and they will let you know honestly without judgment, so that you can make those choices to change what you know you need to change, that you feel that will better you to become your higher self. Removing desires, removing sexual desires is the first step. Removing your shortcomings, removing your bad habits. Eating higher vibrational food. Stop eating bad food. There's a lot of bad, you know, food that's not good for you, doesn't serve you. Processed foods, foods that have suffering involved in it, like, you know, poorly raised, you know, when they kill chickens and cows and stuff, and it's poor quality meat because they treated them horribly. We have to be consciously aware of what we eat. So we remove these horrible foods, we start putting in good foods, and it raises our vibration. And we start to reprogram our subconscious mind, start thinking differently, we start to flow with the universe. Another example of what you could have removed is your day-to-day activity, which goes into your habits and behaviors. Remove everything that does not serve you. Stop watching too much TV. Stop doom scrolling. This is if you want to make this kind of change. You know, I'm just giving you awareness. I could only bring the horse to the river, but the horse must drink. I could give you, you know, show you the door, but you must open it. So A lot of this stuff is boring anyway. We just do it through habit, and it's like we're taught through it through society and TV from the beginning. It's cool to watch TV all day. It's cool to, but deep down we be, oh, I'm bored. I want to do something. We start doing something that doesn't. It's not gonna make us better. So remove the distractions. We all know deep down in ourselves what is not good for us. And as we start to work on it piece by piece, we start to find out more about what we need to change. In order to become better and raise our vibrations and to reprogram our subconscious mind. As we do this, we're starting to change the vault of information in our head. And to keep it honest, from what I know, the vault's gonna hold everything you learned in your life, except what's in the forefront is this new information that you're bettering yourself with, that of your higher self. And if you ever had to reference of the information from the past on how or who or why things are going on a certain way in your life, you're like, okay, this is why, because maybe I've been there before. I have more understanding, overstanding, and understanding of what's going on. Because I like to make that reference where from when I changed my ways from the past to where I'm at now, I still know about the old me that never left me, but it's not in the forefront no more. The new me is in the forefront, and it's ever changing, ever improving. I'm constantly reprogramming my subconscious mind with my conscious thoughts to do this, with love for myself and love for the world, to present myself to people much better, to show them a way to live life that can make them happier. So if I ever got to pull out certain things from the past that can help me, it's there. But I always keep positive vibrations at all times, because law of attraction, you attract what you think about, and you attract what you don't want, even if you don't want it. So you only got to think about what you want at all times. These are some of the rules. So that's a short, summary of reprogramming the subconscious mind, and how important it is, and how simple it is too. And it's something you should definitely look into if you want to move forward in life. The world's changing. We're in 2026. There's a new leaf unfolding. So a lot of you don't understand a lot of you understand what's going on. So I'm just gonna move with conscious awareness, change and manipulate our own subconscious mind, and start to make. So when we make our unconscious decisions, we actually already planned it, and it went the way it was supposed to go, because we've been working on it, and we became a better person in our higher selves. All right, guys. So I'm gonna leave you all there. One love. All right. Love and light to my family out there, kings and queens. All right. I'm out.